Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, presented by Bet365. We are at the end of the year, the holiday season, all of that good stuff, and we thought it would be a good time to look back and kind of celebrate the best of the DNVR Avalanche at this time with a bunch of our favorite moments and highlights and clips and all of that good stuff from the year that was. We're starting off with the Avalanche timeline, from the big trades they made to the small moves and how Colorado was built, and a little bit of the moves that we made here at DNVR to add to the podcast. So let's roll the footage.
Well, what was going to be a nice, relaxing, easy evening is now actual madness for the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche had traded Mikko Rantanen to the Carolina Hurricanes in a deal that seems like it has a million parts. I don't want to confirm anything for 100% sure yet, but the things we're more confident on so far is it sounds like Martin Necas is coming back to Colorado. Mikko is part of a 3-team deal where Chicago is retaining half of his salary and then sending him to Carolina. And Chicago is also sending Taylor Hall to Carolina. There are other parts. We're not 100% sure what they are. It sounded like it was going to be Kotkaniemi to the Avs. Now it sounds like it might be Jack Drury. Both of those things may be false. We genuinely don't know yet.
No, I'll tell you what, man. This is a hell of a way to inspire Nathan McKinnon to shoot again on the power play.
No kidding.
They say, you're not going to do it. We're going to take your Mikko away from you. That is a power move, my guy. That is a power move.
Who's going to shoot now, Nathan?
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be you, fella. Oh, God. If this is really the end of it, man, I hate it.
If the Avs traded Mikko Rantanen for Martin Necas and Jack Drury and nothing else, that's really unless they have a follow-up trade in the chamber that is a banger. That's tough for me. That would be tough for me to swallow.
10 years from now, how will Avs fans look back on it? Good move or bad move? If I had to say, I think I'd lean bad, but I am very torn. I think just based on optics, regardless of what happens, I don't think anyone is ever going to call the Mikko move a good move in Colorado. Now, long-term, really the only thing that's going to matter on the outlook of this is, can the Avs win at least one more cup in this era? If they do, no one's going to really care about the Mikko move as much. If they are not able to get that next cup, people are going to view the Mikko Rantanen trade as the beginning of the end of this era in Colorado.
Well, everything is happening all at once at the same time, because that's sports, baby. Welcome in to the Toyota Lounge, the Toyota Winners Lounge, no less, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. The Avs do win 7-3 over the Sharks, and there's plenty of storylines to talk about there. But also, the entire game is completely overshadowed by the Avs trading for Brock Nelson.
Yep.
Midway through the third period of this hockey game. I am curious on your guys' thoughts on the trade, though. Just pure initial reactions. What do we think?
I think Cal Ritchie's been an overrated prospect from the moment he got drafted, and Avs fans have been lying to themselves about this guy's potential. I don't think he's going to be anything meaningful in the NHL. It's fine. I don't care. The first round pick, I don't care. I watched what Tampa Bay did yesterday, and I thought, damn, that is awesome. Now, that's for a rental and a guy that has term that'll be signed for next year, so that's great. But Brock Nelson absolutely rules. Like, Brock Nelson is the man. He is so good. That guy drives the crap out of some offense, and he scores goals. And not for nothing, but that dude is going from having dog shit line mates to playing next to Val Nichushkin and Jonathan Duran or Martin Necas or Turi Lehkonen or, I don't know. I don't know where he's going to go because I don't know where Casey Middlestad is getting traded to tomorrow. I don't think Middlestad stays.
Okay, I told you when it happened. I'm going to stick to what I'm saying. For the health of your franchise, for the health of your hockey team, to go try to win a Stanley Cup. I always go back. I'm the older guy here. I'm only 36, but I'm the older guy here. I look at it and I always compare it to Avalanche 1.0 because it's We've made pods about this, right? I mean, we've made pods about the comparison of the two similarities between the two eras, right? It's crazy how it's crazy how similar they are. If you could look at Avalanche 1.0, and I said it, 96 to 01, there was a couple faltering moments that didn't, they tried to go for it, didn't work, and then they found the right mix, and they went for it, and they won again. This Avalanche edition, of this era, 2.0, they will win again. They will. You're gonna win again when you have Makar, when you have McKinnon, when you have the secondary guys that they have in Lehkonen, Tays, Natushkin. Like it's ridiculous. I love it. I loved it for many reasons. I've always said that. I come from a time where you'll die with draft picks and prospects, and that's why a lot of people and organizations in this league that never win, because they sell it to the press that they're awesome and they have 36 picks in the next 2 years. Like, who cares? You get judged on winning. You get judged on winning rounds, Stanley Cups, and the Avalanche are in that window that I'd be the first guy to crucify Chris and company right now if they just sat back. You can't sit back. When you have that core, you cannot sit back. It would be opportunities missed. And I go back to 1.0 and you know what I mean? Yeah, there was trades that they've done, you know what I mean? Like that they worked out, the Blakes, the Borks. But there's some that didn't work. Was it expensive to go get Theo Fleury? Yeah, it cost you Robin Regehr that played 15 years in the NHL. That's all right. Doesn't stop you from trying. What it does to your locker room is unmeasurable.
All right, here we are, little DNVR Avalanche podcast at it is 12:34 where I am. I think it is 10:34 where you guys are. So doing an emergency podcast tonight. I am AJ Hafley. He is Eric Lacroix. We are talking about the Avalanche signing Brent Burns, defenseman Brent Burns. Used to be forward Brent Burns. That's the forward. That's the Brent Burns you and I knew before he decided to start going on and winning a Norris Trophy and being one of the elite offensive defensemen in the NHL. Eric, when you heard the news, without considering contracts, without considering anybody else on the Avalanche, just Brent Burns today as a player, what are your thoughts?
I gotta be honest with you. I never really thought about Brent Burns the past couple weeks. I just never. I'll tell you why. Just because he's a right shot, and they got Manson, they got Malinsky, they got Makar. I just never thought that would be something they would do. You know what I mean? Do I like him? Yeah, sure, I do like. Am I in love with him? No. Does he seem like a great dude? Absolutely. Is he durable? My God, it's actually ridiculous.
The player he is, again, I'm not going to worry too much about what's coming next, but the player he is today, he partnered primarily with Jacob Slavin in Carolina, still played over 20 minutes per night, had a gigantic drop off of the cliff in offensive production, dropping all the way down to 29 points in 82 games last year. Not much in terms of production. I mentioned this on Twitter. He had 11 hits last season. That's not a lot. You're not getting much in the way of physicality there. Give him credit. He had 10 hits in the postseason. In 15 playoff games, he had 10 hits. So it picked up. He just turned 40 years old in March. He's an old man now. He needs to be, I think he understands. He's watching it. And if he wants to play 82 games, he's got to be careful with that physicality. Yeah, the guy that he is now. Good, still a good offensive defenseman, still a play driver. Gets shots, a lot of shots through. I've seen some Carolina people be like, oh, enjoy him shooting into shin pads. Brother, we have been living through Sam Girard for a long time. You don't even know. All right? You don't even know. I would say that the offensive side of this is a really good fit. The defensive side of it is less of a good fit. Now, he is excellent on the PK. He's 6'5", 230 pounds, so he takes up a lot of space. He's got great wingspan. He uses that reach really well on a penalty kill where physicality is a little less important, and just raw taking up some space helps you quite a bit. That's great.
Burns is fine in the Avs organization, especially for the price they paid. They gave themselves some security by doing the bonus thing, where if it doesn't work out, then Burns, you give him $1 million, who cares? I do think $4 million is a bit expensive. Now, we don't actually know the bonus structure. Yeah. We know it's games played based, but we don't know for sure what the actual numbers are for him to cash in on the extra $3 million that he can make. But Burns, in theory, at least on the offensive side of the puck, should fit well with the Avs, right? He makes sense as a guy who can break pucks out for you. He's not afraid to jump into the play. He never has been. He was a forward when he started his career. So, yeah, that makes sense. He makes sense that he's a quality penalty killer. The Avs need that, especially if you're replacing Lindgren. In that capacity, at least, you would like to get Cale Makar off your power play or your penalty kill if you can help it. So in that sense, it makes sense. Where it gets weird is that he's the fourth righty, and I know you talked about this a lot, and I'm in agreement with what Eric said last night. It's hard for me to see all four righties being on the team on October 11th or whatever opening night is.
As Nicki Minaj once said, pound the alarm, because it's a DNVR Avalanche emergency podcast. Welcome in, AJ, Big E, Rudo. It's late for you guys. What?
What? What did Nicki Minaj say?
Pound the alarm.
It's a DNVR Avalanche. She gave us a shout out? That's so cool of her.
Sure. Let's say she did.
You just said
Either
it. I'm with it.
Either way, lock in, because the Avs did something. They've actually been doing things. It took till the middle of August for them to start doing things, but they're doing stuff. Today, they sign Victor Olofsson, a 1-year deal expected to be around $1.5 million. Could this go terribly? Yes, but it's the downside to this is just so small for the Avalanche with a deal like this that it almost doesn't matter. Like AJ said, even if it goes poorly, you very likely can flip this guy out at no cost to yourself, if not even for an asset. So why not do this if you're the Colorado Avalanche? And the upside is if it goes perfectly, you end up with a 40-point guy playing on your third line. A++.
Yeah, and I'm going to even take it further. I like them. If they can listen to my proposition of a second power play, and he does chew a little bit more of power play minutes, I do believe this guy scores 27 goals this year. Mark it down, Tiff. 27. Mark it down. He's scoring 27 this year.
You can have the highest scoring third line in NHL history. What in the world?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's scoring 27.
We are in Loveland at Blue Arena for the much-anticipated return of Gabriel Landeskog. How's he going to look? We haven't seen him in close to 3 years, but we're about to find out. One of the biggest nights in Denver sports history. All right, we just wrapped up the press session with Gabriel Landeskog. Got to hear from him. Very reflective. Played about 15 minutes in his first game back in close to 3 years. Said it was more than he expected. Looked really natural out there. Was moving well. Got in the scrum of things. Got a couple shots on goal. Even spent some time in the sin bin. Very honest afterwards. Wants to temper expectations, be realistic, but I think it's pretty clear he's out here playing with confidence, and I think tonight was a major step in his journey. Can't wait to see where it goes next.
I don't like losing to Kale because here's the problem with Kale. So, let me vent.
All right, it is Sunday, June 8th, and we have something so cool happening at the DNVR bar tonight.
I guess it's my time now, right? If you're gonna give me a minute or two here, I'm excited for the season, for you guys, obviously to get going today, and it's always exciting. But it's with Bittersweet, as you guys know. This was my last show with DNVR Avalanche, and I'll tell you one thing: I never expected to fall in love with this company and the two guys I'm looking at that are right there. And I have so much respect for Rudo and so much respect for AJ. It's been amazing. Sometimes life throws you curveballs that are unexpected. It was an unexpected phone call last few days that made me go a different direction. There's nothing more to it than that. I love DNVR. I love the DNVR family, the DNVR Avalanche. Tiff, that's behind the dials, that's awesome, and Nick, that we don't mention enough because he's always there getting all the the interviews that we need and at the rink, and J Mike that jumped on last year with us to help us out, and everybody at DNVR, and most importantly the chat. It's been awesome. It's been so fun. It's such a fun component to be part of a family, be part of a logo, be part of a community. For me, at a time in my life, it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. I really thought that I was going to do this forever, honestly. And those two guys know it right there. But it's time to do something that I didn't expect to, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
Get to know the newest member of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, Bailey Curtis. Bailey, welcome on. I know we've already talked off air a few times, but we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
It's going to be a fun season. We're looking forward to it. You're already doing a ton of work for us, so we appreciate it.
We're easing me in, if whatever that's called.
This doesn't feel like easing.
I will say I'm super excited to work with you guys here in the next couple of seasons. Couldn't be more excited.
It's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah.
You will see Bailey at the rink all of the time. She'll be on our show for all of our away game shows, and I believe a bunch of our off day shows too.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you'll be seeing a lot of her around here. Bailey, we're super excited for you. This whole season's going to be a blast. That's going to do it for getting to know Bailey Curtis.
See you guys around.
Shouting out some of our sponsors, including Dick's Sporting Goods. You can stop by your local Dick's to get footwear and apparel from the hottest brands like Nike, Adidas, Originals, FP Movement, VRST, Calia, DNVR, and more. Yes, DNVR. You can get DNVR shirts at your local Front Range Dick's. So make sure you're getting in there and supporting us. Of course, you can also get all of your sporting equipment, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, hockey, golf, all of that stuff and more. They've even got tailgating essentials over at Dick's. And if you find a price lower somewhere else, Dick's has your back with the best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dicks.com, because every season starts at Dick's. Again, get over there, support the DNVR, maybe pick up some DNVR shirts while you're at it. Once you've got all your apparel from Dick's, you're also going to want to get to the best wings in Denver. Fire on the Mountain is the favorite local wing joint here in Denver. They've got hormone-free, antibiotic-free, and cage-free chicken wings with 15 super flavorful made-from-scratch sauces. From mild to insanely hot, whatever level of spice you like, they've got it. Incredible craft beer and killer cocktails, too. A little bit of something for everyone, even if you don't like wings. They've got Wagyu burgers, they've got vegan options, they've got appetizers, you name it. They've got you covered at Fire on the Mountain. It's a great place to catch up with friends or catch a game. They even have takeout and delivery. If you go to their Wash Park location, they can deliver right to your door. So Fire on the Mountain has you covered. Get $5 pints on Mondays, all-day happy hour on Tuesdays, and get to one of their two locations, the Wash Park one I already mentioned, as well as their spot in Highlands. You can even try their insanely hot El Jefe Challenge if you think you can take on the spicy wings at Fire on the Mountain. Go get with them. Get your wings today. Now that you know how the Avs and we were built for today, let's have a little bit of fun, because at the end of the day, hockey, sports, and community are all about enjoying it, whether it be the silly stuff or the happy stuff. We all make bloopers. Some of ours have become a little bit of classics, so let's watch us be silly. With McKinnon, obviously not Taves and Makar because they're too gassed. McKinnon wins it. What a man.
That's it. That's it.
Come on!
Hat trick. No, he didn't get it. Josh Manson.
You know, it's better than a game 6, Chad. Game 7.
Like,
tie up, win it, get out. Nice.
that's why you make that trade at the deadline, right there.
All right. You still have to kill another minute 50, but
Jesus Christ. You're going to have killed
Somebody
6
should
of them.
clip that. That was a weird synchronization between all of us of
I know,
clapping
that's
and
right.
us saying all right at the exact same time.
can't be a goal. That's
No,
bullshit.
right there, you got to blow that
They
dead
blew
right
it dead
there.
earlier when Darlene took a shot to the head he created by himself. Like, that can't be a fucking goal. You're staring at him.
And he's getting...
Absolute. If that goal counts, that's absolute cowardice. You can't let that.
4.
That's a fucking joke.
It's about 5 seconds.
You blew a play dead for the Sabres for less earlier in the fucking game. I don't think it's goalie interference. You have an injured fucking player on the ice. You blow the fucking whistle.
No. He can't reverse his call.
Well, his call's fucking wrong, so he should fix it.
He knows he's wrong, but he can't reverse it.
Yes, you fucking can. Get together, talk about it, and say, I got it wrong. They do it all the fucking time.
No.
It's a fucking joke is what it is. If I'm Jared Bednar, I'm saying you blew a whistle for Rasmus Dahlin when he wasn't even hurt earlier in the game. So what the fuck are we doing? Our goalie is clear. You're staring at him. You know he's fucking hurt, and you just let the play happen? Are you fucking kidding me? It's a joke.
And
he's staring at him. He's fucking staring at him. Give me a fucking break. Fucking embarrassing.
He gave.
How does this happen to only the Avs? The Matt Calvert thing? The league changed the fucking rules because it happened to the Avs, and it just happened to him again. It's embarrassing. You have he's staring at the injured goalie and says, oh, this play's going to keep going. Yeah. I'm staring at him.
The referee said it wasn't blown because we put their guy into Scott. I said, I don't give a shit. He's hurt. They're standing there. He's sitting there. He's hurt. Blow the whistle. If the puck's in the net front still and they were hacking away at it and it goes in, I'd say fine. But as soon as the puck squirts to the corner, they got to blow dead. They do it all the time for regular players because of player safety. The rule would state that we have to touch it, but they don't follow that rule. They never follow that rule.
Come on.
Oh, you got
that was it.
Yep,
I mean, you got
that was the chance. That was the chance.
It's got to be one more.
Oh my
God!
It worked! It worked! Come on! It worked!
I'm dying here. I take it back. The bumper works.
That was nice of him.
Nathan's tired.
Go!
Come on, baby.
Back
One
end
time.
5-hole. Back end 5-hole.
Let's go! Woo! Score 6 to win your 6th straight.
Oh my God.
Perfectly normal game. Nothing weird at all in this one. Just an Avalanche win. Might be a couple extra minutes for us to get set up for the post game, but we'll be there. Go jump over to that, and we will talk to you in a little bit.
Okay, the 3rd round pick. They got to win the cup.
Yep. For that price, you better fucking win. That's like
I love it. I love it.
Brock Nelson has 43 points this year. You're not trading for a point per game guy, and you gave up essentially 2 firsts because you gave up Richie, and then a 3rd on top of it.
No, the 3rd is if you win the cup.
Yeah, sure, right. Like I
mean, if you win the cup, man, you can't be mad at the trade.
You gave up 2. You gave up 2 firsts for a 43-point guy, a 50-point guy.
Doesn't matter. It's what he brings to the team. He makes them strong down the middle.
If they win the cup, it doesn't matter. If they come up short, that's a fucking crazy price.
I don't think it's crazy. Again, I look at it differently. I look around what Tampa just did the last few days. It falls in the same category. Oliver Shillington, this is a contract to finish the year. It has nothing to do with anything. He has no value.
I don't care about Shillington.
The deal deal is very simple. It's Nelson and William Dufour, which he's a big right winger. You know, for Richie and a first. That's what the deal is. The rest is all.
You gave up BS. 2 firsts for Brock Nelson, which is crazy. That price is fucking crazy.
Brock Nelson! Oh, come on! Bada bing!
Bada boom! Power play's still fucking awful, but they're not gonna lose.
Cale Makar goal. I got my Cale Makar goal.
Is it clean from Cale? Is it actually clean?
Cale Makar power play goal.
Oh, it does exist. Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah, never had a doubt. All the way.
I told you guys,
Complete
if
faith.
I believe hard enough, in the power play, it will happen. Tinkerbell magic.
Took 4.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you guys. No, thank you. Appreciate it.
I know.
making this a very special night. Let's go again. And these are guys that I didn't really know a week.
I don't like losing to Kale because here's the problem with Kale. So, let me vent. So Kale's the most, like, not even keel golfer you've ever met. Like, so when he's playing great, music's going, da-da-da, like, yeah, he's making birdies and pars. And then he's playing like shit, it's like, music's off. Hates it, starts complaining about the course, da-da-da. And then he turns it back around. He starts making a par, birdie, and music comes back on. So I hate that about Kale. I hate losing to Kale. You've seen it. You've seen like a couple, like a hole or two.
Oh no, I don't know if you caught it. I put a clip of you LOing EJ in practice.
Oh yeah. I got him good, didn't I?
Yeah. And I was so excited because like the next day EJ was like, all these cameras following around David, and it's like, EJ, I've been in your home. It's one guy.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to like light me up on TNT. And so the next day I did an edit where you elbowed him, and I was like, yeah. now we're good. I really got him. No one caught it, but I felt immense gratification.
I don't know, like, to be honest, like, I don't know. So what happens is, like, you get hurt, you get cut by skate. Ooh.
Who loves the skate cut the most?
My son. This is a true story. So, like, no, this happens numerous times every week. We go downstairs in the basement. He goes, oh, you want to play hockey, Daddy? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd love to. We go downstairs in the basement. He goes, okay, pretend like I'm killing the car. He goes, you're Gabe Landeskog? He goes, okay, I'm going to cut you with my skate. Literally, like, I haven't lived through this enough. And this is like the last year, right? And the most dramatic, he goes, and it just like, he falls down, and I'm like, oh. Literally, that's what it's like. And I'm not making this up. It's just what happens, I hope. And he just like, and sometimes he'll be the reverse. Here we go. Okay, pretend like I'm Gabe Landeskog. You're Kale McCarr. You cut me with your skate. Anyway, that's what it's like at home. I just get reminded of it all the time. 2020, September 4th, Edmonton, we're in the bubble, what was your question again?
Nobody had a good one. The work that they're putting in now down the line, and I just think that's what's going to be the biggest win here is not having to play those high stress matchups. Hopefully, come late March.
Yeah, honestly, nothing feels all that high stress for the Avs right now.
You're shirtless with the shoe on your head, so yeah, we're definitely in the the less tense of times.
I hope that's not the measuring stick. That's tough.
If we learned anything here tonight, it's exactly how much money it costs to get Rideau to show a little bit of skin.
Yeah, $800. That's not that much. I guess I should have made my bleached hair more expensive, but
$1,000 seemed like a pretty unreachable goal when we said it today, and then we shredded it 10 minutes into the show.
100% did not think we were going to make it to $1,000. So thank you again, chat and the whole community. Y'all are awesome. And Big Brothers Big Sisters cool. is a great cause. Like, I know we've been joking around, but it's super awesome. They deserve it all. Hopefully we can get them even more money.
It's so good. So good.
It's I don't know. Does this count as blonde, Tiff? I don't know what that means.
No.
It means you fit right into the Weasley clan, and I'm so here for it.
Yeah. The Weasleys were famously redheaded. That's like copper.
This is as light as I could get it. I left it in my hair for an hour. I definitely burned my scalp doing this. This is as light as I could get it.
He's definitely not following YouTube too. I even told you. I was like, don't hurt yourself.
Tiff, do you have the picture of me seeing it for the first time when I jumped into the call?
Can we bring this up, please? Because it was so good. I'm obsessed. I feel like it needs to be said, like, the thank you guys so much for the day of giving. This is so we can get reactions like this from AJ.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Don't say I don't pay my bets, chat.
If you had to pick one retired Avs player to appear on Dancing with the Stars, who would it be and why?
I know my answer.
To me, this is there's one answer here.
What's the answer?
It's Patrick Waugh.
Why?
It has to be Patrick Waugh. The world's most competitive, psychotic monster of a human being. I want to see him. He would become such an incredible dancer just because he can't handle not winning at something. I want to see Patrick Waugh go full psychotic beast on Dancing with the Stars. Stop poorly coaching the Islanders. Leave that be. Somebody else can do that job just as easily, buddy. Go take over Dancing with the Stars. I want to see him be an absolute monster.
I posited this a little bit on the watch along, and I mean this in a good way. Are the Avs so good that it's boring?
No. Don't give me that Greg Wyshynski nonsense. Get out of here with this. I don't need to relive the 22 cup run. Well, they're just so good they beat everybody. No. Excellence is to be appreciated. We have a society that wants to celebrate the downfall of everything and not celebrate everybody rising up and becoming special and seeing something truly special. That's what we're in the middle of. Get out of here with that noise. These are the golden days. These are the golden days that we will talk about in 10 years, 10, 15 years, when they suck and nobody watches our show because nobody wants to talk about a bad hockey team. That's coming at the end of all of this. No, excellence is never boring.
Whether you're messing up on a podcast or just enjoying a hockey game, it's a great time to choose chill with Coors Light. Go find yourself some Coors Light. They're available in pretty much every single liquor store in the country. Look for the Blue Mountains on the bottle or the can to let you know it's ice cold and ready to drink. And it should be, because Coors is cold lagered, cold packaged, and cold filtered for a smoother finish all the way around. And you don't even have to get up off your couch. If you don't want to go to the liquor store, you can get it delivered right to your front door thanks to CoorsLight.com/DNVR and Instacart. It's just that easy. You can do it straight from your phone and be enjoying a Coors Light at home just like that. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light, especially around the holidays. Having a few drinks with the family can always be an enjoyable time. Whether it's your blood family or the family you choose, Coors Light will be there. Go check out Coors Light and CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Get that delivered right to your front door. Coors Light is the mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. I love it. You see me drinking it on watch-alongs and stuff all the time. Highly recommend. When you do drink Coors Light, please celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer. And once you've got yourself some ice-cold Coors Light, also make sure you are keeping things secure when it comes to taking care of your house and potential emergencies. Get with New Built Restoration and Construction. They're licensed general contractors who can help with any project, big or small. They're available 24/7 and truly care about being there for their customers. They'll work with your insurance to make sure a stressful process is as smooth as possible, and they offer a ton of repair services. Fire damage, water damage, mold removal, commercial projects even. Repair stuff too, whatever you need, they've got you covered over at New Built, and they're true DNVR fans, so we're super excited to support their business on the same side as us. When that home emergency hits, New Built Restoration and Construction will be there. Go to newbuilt.com, that's NUBILT.com, or call 720-903-4254, and make sure you let them know DNVR sent you so everybody gets hooked up. That's newbuilt.com today. Some of the coolest stuff we did this season was our interviews, whether it be the return of Gabe Landeskog talking about women's hockey, or just having a little bit of fun with any number of Avs players in the preseason. A lot of cool guys in the Avalanche organization. Let's hear some of the best parts now. DNVR Avalanche Podcast back. Rudo, Tiff, usually our producer, joining us in front of the camera for this one, and special guest Nicole Hensley of the Minnesota Frost. You are one of the reigning champions of the PWHL, successful in your inaugural season there. Walk us through that a little bit. How does it feel to be the first to succeed in this new league?
Yeah, it was honestly, last year there was so many moving parts and a lot of things that were a lot different from us than we've had in the past. So there was a huge learning curve, I think, for every single team. And we knew that whoever could kind of get going on that and make the most of it would probably come out on top. And I feel like we did that at the beginning of the year. And then, anytime you get to do something in life that no one's ever done, it's obviously pretty special. So to do it with our group, and we faced a lot of adversity at the end of the year. So for it to all come together at just the right time couldn't ask for much more than that.
You play it for Minnesota now. Can that rivalry kick back up one day if Colorado ever gets a team?
Oh man, I think so. Yeah, I think it'd be a ton of fun. Both like very, very passionate fan bases. Yeah, it's always, I enjoy when the people in Minnesota are happy. So I enjoy when the Wild are doing well. But obviously the Avs come first for me.
Got to play in Ball Arena, come home and play. Well, didn't start that night, but Minnesota played here. Can you kind of explain the feeling behind getting to play in this league on, honestly, not just Colorado, but this whole trip that the entire league has been doing this season to show off women's hockey?
Yeah, I think the takeover tour has been something pretty cool and unique to our league, where obviously we have our 6 strong markets, but I think our goal from day one has been to grow hockey, and especially the girls' side of the game across the board. And, only having 6 markets, we knew how important it was to, make sure we got those touch points and make sure we could be seen by young girls and boys in markets across the country. So it's been really cool to see what each market has brought. And obviously it was really special to me to be able to go to Denver, and just brings back so many memories and things like that. I was pretty sad that my injury at the time was a little bit too much for me to be able to play in that game, but it was still pretty cool to just be on the ice at Ball Arena, and that was something that watched a lot of games there growing up and never had really been on the ice myself, so that was pretty special moment.
The attendance record seems to be like a really good showcase that the league is growing and the game is growing. What do you think as it grows? What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge going forward? And how can media, fans, how can we help overcome that?
That's a good question. I don't know if anyone's ever asked me what the biggest challenge going forward is. I don't know. I feel like we've overcome a lot of those from the beginning. Last year at the start, I feel like a lot of people kind of looked at us playing at XL Energy Center and were like, you guys don't need to play in that big rink. That doesn't make any sense. And then, we filled up 13,000 people a couple times, and we're averaging 10 on the weekends last year. So it's how do you put, if you play in a smaller venue, you kind of put a cap on yourself before you even know what you can do. So I feel like we've overcome some of those things. And I think it's just continuing to push for more. I think obviously us having the games on YouTube for people to have free access to them, I think has been a really big thing in the States. You don't have to have some app or some media, anything. It's just just put YouTube on my TV and there's the game. And I think that's something that was a really great strategic choice. And, going forward, I think just hopefully the league continues to make great decisions.
Your pro career is just long enough that you're able to play in the NWHL. You were part of the dispute playing for the PWHPA, and now you have the PWHL in full. How has the entire women's hockey scene with all of this developed, and does it feel like it's in a more stable place than it was 5 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when we started the PWHPA, it was to try to bring attention to the fact that we didn't have a sustainable option, something we felt like could last for years and years and years when all of the people that are playing now are done. So I think that bringing attention to it and bringing, the right people to the table, the Billie Jean King Foundation and the Mark Walters Group, we found the people that believed and had the same vision that we did. And I think through doing that, created a league that I think is far beyond what all of us even, we had ideas and expectations of what we could do, but I think this league is kind of blown the doors off what even we thought it would look like in the first 2 years. So I feel like, with our CBA, I think we were one of the first and maybe the first league to have a CBA in place before the first season even began. So it was very much a player driven league, like something we were protected on a lot of different fronts. And, there's still growing pains and all that, but yeah, to have people in place that want the players to succeed, which will help the league succeed, it helped it grow is, I think was the right approach for our sport.
How much ultimately is it the ref's job to protect the players beyond just, hey, these are the rules and we call the rules? Is there a certain level of expectation that those players are out there and can trust the referees to make sure, injuries happen, it is what it is, but nothing crazy happens out there because of the refs?
The paramount reason to have referees in a game. I just spoke at a level 4 Colorado officiating camp, and I told these officials, I said, you guys, and even the younger ones, the ones that are just starting, I don't care if you know the rule number. I don't care if you know exactly what the penalty is. If you see something that's dangerous, looks reckless, puts a player's safety in jeopardy, call a penalty. We'll deal with the paperwork and sorting out what the rule number is later. Your job is to keep the game safe, keep the players safe. And I believe that applies at all levels of hockey.
Last year, we saw Scott Wedgwood get injured on a play with contact on a player in net. Play continued. Buffalo ends up scoring a goal on this play with Wedgwood clearly down and in pain. The Avs went on to win this game, so I can't be that mad about it. But where is that line when you're a ref or a linesman in a game and you see a clearly injured player? When is it time to blow the whistle and call a play dead versus allowing that play to continue?
I think if they're unless there's an immediate scoring opportunity, for example, he gets hit in the face, gets hit in that collarbone, puck drops, and the guy's banging in the rebound, I think that's a legit goal. Anything other than immediate scoring chance, I think should be blown down. I remember the play you're talking about. I honestly forget if it should have been goaltender interference or not, but I do believe there should have been a whistle. And that's just one of those unfortunate things. I know the referee felt terrible after he watched it. But it's one of those things where he wasn't focused on the goaltender. You seldom watch the goaltender. You're watching the play around the goaltender. And by the time he turned to the net and realized that Wedgwood was on the ice, the puck was in the net. There's sometimes things you just can't reverse once they happen.
Is there any other moments that kind of stick out as memorable for your time?
Probably coming back when I had left Colorado and came back for my first game. That was one of the coolest moments of my life. Just the reception and ovation I got that night. I couldn't believe how loud it was, and just everyone was chanting my name. And that's just why I feel such a strong connection to Denver. Is I love playing here so much, and I can tell the fans really loved having me play here. So that makes it feel a lot like home and makes me want to retire here. I'm going to retire here. I'm not getting rid of my house. I'm always going to be a Coloradan and stay in Denver. So just coming back that first game was unbelievable. And then coming back at the trade deadline was also awesome. And those are two that really stick out just because they were so unexpected, and I didn't know what it was going to be like, and it ended up being just unbelievable. And being named to that, I think was it the quarter century team for the Avs? That was super special. Just all the great players that have played here over the years, and to be on one of those teams just meant really so much to me, and just an amazing honor, and super grateful to just have been here for as long as I have been.
Kind of tangentially related to sports psychology, how tough was the loss to Dallas?
Yeah, it was crushing. I think, it's probably the toughest loss of my life. Really painful. But, that's part of sports. I think it took a while, and it still stinks today, and it's going to probably stink for the rest of my life and our lives. But, you move forward and you use it as motivation. I think I've watched sports for a long time, and not just hockey, a lot of different sports. And you see a lot of stories of people, the failures lead the successes. So you got to learn from it, and I think it's going to be really motivating to start this season.
Well, and the Avalanche themselves went through a really painful loss in 2021, and they talked a lot over the summer and coming into training camp in the next season, and then they go on to win the Stanley Cup the next year. Have there been some of those types of conversations in the locker room of, okay, we don't want to live in that moment, but we want to learn from it and grow from it?
Yeah, I think that's, anytime you don't finish the season on top, you look at what you can improve on. And I think the message from the staff was, it's the start of the new year, and we got a healthier team. We're really happy with our goaltending and the depth we have. So I think it's going to be motivating for us to start the year. Like you said, it's a new season, but I think that's going to be a little extra fire and drive for everyone.
You look at the team that has been built. How good do you really feel about the group that you guys are going into the season with?
Incredibly good. I think to start with, you got two of the best players in the world. You got your captain back, an incredible leader, and then I think we got a lot of depth behind him. I think, the staff did a great job building a team that can win, and now it's kind of up to the players to execute, gel as a team, and come up with the wins.
Played for two pretty popular coaches. How do Bednar and Rod the Bod compare?
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. Both incredible coaches. Roddy's probably less intense than he seems like on the bench, but phenomenal person, great human being, great hockey mind. And then Bedsy's unbelievable. I think the calmness he brings to the bench, it's incredible. I've never had a coach that calm in my life, and it helps in the stressful moments. And then X's and O's, he's incredibly smart and detailed. I think, behind the scenes, I don't know how much people know, but gosh, his details are unbelievable. And I think that's what's allowed this team to be so successful the last, 5 to 7 years, whatever it's been.
You mentioned how calm Bednar is. There are always people that want him to show more fire, that want him to yell at a ref, that want him to, scream at somebody, to bench a guy for a game because he makes a mistake. What does it do for you as a player to have that kind of cool, calm, and collected mentality back there?
He knows his team. I think we already have intense personalities that when we're down, I think we know it. It's not like we're playing bad in a game and everyone's like, oh, I'm playing great. Just keep doing what we're doing. Like, trust me, we're mad at each other and ourselves. So I think when you have that, it can kind of smooth things out, and that's really when you're going to climb out of a hole or come out of a tough situation, that's what you need. And I can't really speak enough about how good of a coach he is.
How does it feel in the room? Is there a renewed sense of belief? Is there a little bit of anger from the way things ended last year? And you're saying, we want to use this positively. Nate said you can't live in negativity for the next 9 months, but you want to use it positively. How motivated does the team feel right now?
Well, I think we're motivated. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, we come into the season feeling like we could win a Stanley Cup, right? Like you look around at the roster and the lineup and you go, well, we got a pretty good lineup here for game one. Like you said, I don't think you can live in negativity. Mm-hmm. There is fuel there. I don't think I feel the full effects quite yet. There's a lot of guys around the room. This is training camp. We're not down to the 23, 25, guys that are going to be really with the group for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So we're not down to it yet. So that full feeling isn't there quite yet. But I definitely, it's been in the back of my mind, not a negativity, but just a motivation. I mean, I think anytime you play the style that I played over the course of 10 years, right? Like, things add up. It's hard to argue with that. So I think it's learning my body as I go, staying on top of things, treatment wise, trying to be aggressive when the right time approaches, right? Maybe whether that be tapering it back at times or not, but picking your spots, putting yourself in the right positions. But at the end of the day, I mean, nobody goes out there and tries to get injured, right?
Sure.
Like, that's not the goal. You're going out there to play your game. And I think the day that I take a step back and go, oh, I shouldn't hit that guy, or I shouldn't do this, I got to look after myself. That's the day where I kind of become less effective. So I don't think that day should ever come. I think I kind of have to keep playing to the wall every night, aggressive, in your face, and that's when my style is. That's when I'm contributing the best to the team, I think.
How important is it to have that one guy? Kale talked about it on media day, that the one voice kind of at the top of the food chain that connects everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important. He has that kind of aura about him where he can kind of lead by example, he can lead vocally, he can lead kind of in all facets of it, and he kind of puts himself at the top of the totem pole naturally. Like, without even, if he didn't have a C on his chest, I think people would still gravitate towards him as like, hey, let's look for this guy for some direction. And we have multiple leaders on this team. We have Kale, we have Nate, we have other Taser, we have other guys like that can lead. Bringing in Burnsy now as well. But you still kind of need that top of the totem pole, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And that's Landy. And having him there just kind of, I think it just shelters other leaders a little bit more. And he does such a great job of bringing everybody along. So yeah, he's going to be massive. And fun fact, I actually have never played in the regular season with Landy. I've been a Colorado Avalanche player
That's
for
true. Yeah.
That is true.
4 years now, almost. And the only time I've
playoffs.
The only time I played with him was in playoffs. Yeah.
How is it?
What's that?
Landy in the playoffs. Pretty good, huh?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, we won a cup together.
What is it like watching the management, Chris, in the front office, go through and say, okay, we're not good enough, we've got weaknesses, we need to make changes, and they actually do it?
Yeah, well, that's why, like I said, that's the reason I wanted to re-sign here so badly as well, was because I have faith in Chris, I have faith in Joe, I have faith in, Andrew Cogliano now working with them and alongside them in a certain capacity, Kevin McDonald as well. They're all like, they all have the same mission. They want to win. And they're going to do what it takes to put a team on the ice that can compete and win. And when they see faults, they will address them. They're not scared to go out and, say what you want about last season, like not coming up short in the first round. But they grabbed a hold of things, and they did what they had to do. And I don't think a lot of people in the league could say they would have the, whatever you want to call it, the gall,
the intestinal
put your
fortitude,
balls on the table. Exactly,
Yeah.
to do that, right? And they did it. And you can say what you want; it's easier afterwards. But like, they did it. They stepped up, and they were like, "This is what we think can help us win, or we got to do what we got to do." And that was a big reason I wanted to come back, because I trust in them that they want to put the best team on the ice to get this team to win a Stanley Cup.
It was a very Scott Sterling-esque kind of
so
sequence.
Scott Sterling.
It was, yeah. It was
There's
some
some good memes come out from that.
It was a fun night of like, the end result sucked, but like,
I know
what a fun.
It
like,
was yeah. Like in the moment, like you're so like. You're on adrenaline. Like the first one was the worst by far, like off the inside of the knee, right off the draw. Like if I win the draw, not being a centerman though, like I lose the draw, you got to block a shot. If you just win the draw, you probably get the puck out, and you know what I mean? You're not doing that. And to go through the first one, like on the outside of the knee, like on the quad, the leg's gone. And then to block one off, the hand, so you can't really hold your stick. And then all for it to end up in the back of your net was just like, you felt good about yourself, you felt like you did your job.
Shit for you,
you
for
had
sure.
your guy at all a little bit, but yeah, there's like a rage that I didn't like that I slammed my stick, but I think I was just in some pain, and that was more the issue than getting scored on. But at least it wasn't like we're down by 1 and that tied it up. We still ended up winning the game, so that all made it feel worth it in the end for sure.
Cold tub was a nice experience after.
Yeah, that was. I think there's a picture of me somewhere, but I got my like leg hog-tied behind me, ice pack on my leg, hand, calf, both my feet, and there's some video out there that's I'm like on the training table just wrapped up like a mummy with ice bags. But yeah, it was pretty funny.
Right now, you've been playing on wing next to Zakhar Bardakov, who's just coming over.
Yeah,
doesn't speak much English yet.
No.
How's that communication been going with him, and what kind of resource can you be for him in that you just went through this last year, and now he's trying to take that job?
Yeah, like it's tough with him not speaking a whole bunch of English, because like I'm trying to tell him, spots to be, and he's actually been really good at like learning it, and he understands. I feel like he might not be able to communicate back to me, but on the ice he's shown me that he understands like where he needs to be and kind of what needs to happen. But yeah, I've been really impressed with him so far, and I feel like I can maybe try to do a better job of like simplifying my words to him to make it maybe make more sense to him. Like we were doing a drill today, and I told him like when the whistle blows, like we have to go tag up around the cone, and maybe that one went over the head because the first whistle goes, and I'm like, I should have. I feel bad, you know what I mean? Because I want to be that guy for him that guys were for me last year. So I think I'll take it upon myself to try to help him out as much as possible, and hopefully if he has any questions, I've told him just come to me. Like I feel like I know the systems pretty well now. I've played your position now. Like I can be a sounding board for you, and if we need to get the board out, like for the best way to communicate, like just to show, we'll start doing that too. So, but yeah, he's been really good, eager to learn, and yeah, it's been awesome. When I was getting to the minors, like I was getting scratched 3-4 in a row. They would come to me and be like, hey, we're playing you tonight. And then they'd be like, oh, sorry, we're not playing you because Ottawa wants to see this other guy play. And I was like, okay. And like, I would never complain. I would just go work hard in the gym and just always stay ready. But it's so hard to stay ready sometimes, especially when you're 20. And I'm like, man, I could be back in junior with my boys. Like that wasn't what was best for me. I needed to learn to like be a good teammate and like be patient with the process. Like I played maybe 12 games before Christmas, and then we had an injury and I jumped into the fourth line and didn't get taken out of the lineup again. Like it's all, you just need to like wait for your opportunity. And those guys that like did light up junior and they like lit up, maybe they're expecting to be on the power play in the minors, but they're not. They're jumped into a penalty killing role or fourth line role where you're only maybe playing 5 to 7 minutes a night. I think you just need to be grateful for any ice time you're getting, because there's people out there that would love to be getting scratched in the American League rather than the position that they are, And I think not being in a rush to like, oh, why aren't they calling me up? You know what I mean? Like, and I'll be honest, like I had played a whole year in the minors, COVID happened, then I came back, played that whole year again, and it was the last game of the year. I remember I called my girlfriend, but she's my wife now. I was like, I can't believe they haven't called me up yet. Like, what's going on? Like, and I'm like, I told myself I wouldn't do this, but I was so frustrated because I thought I was playing well. And I think players need to know that when you're in the minors and you think you should be getting called up, like they know when you're ready to get called up. Like they know if you're playing well, Sure enough, after I hung up the phone, Ottawa calls and they're like, hey, like we need a guy to go watch the game, because it was COVID, no fans, but so you had to have like extra players in the stands, and like we're like calling you up to the, what was it called? Like
Taxi Squad.
Yeah. You need to go watch the game. And I'm like, unbelievable. I'm so excited to go watch this game. I went there, watched the game, and there was like 3 games left in the year, and I'm just like sitting in the room after the team meeting or whatever, and they're like, hey, like, it's a skills day tomorrow, like, do you want to just come shoot on the goalies? And I was like, absolutely, I'm in. Like, what time? And they're like, yep. Okay, be there. And then they're like, hey, do you want to come on the road with us? We got to go play a game in Calgary, and then we're back for the last game at home in Ottawa. And I was like, yeah, I'm in. Get to go on the plane, like, dreams made. You know what I mean? And,
you made it. You were on the plane.
So after the game in Calgary, I get a call like midnight from DJ Smith, and he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, when we get back to Ottawa, like, to play the game, like, you're going to be in the lineup. And I was like, no way. He's like, call your family. Like, and I just remember like crying like to my dad and being like, if I played one game, like, I just remember telling Kiera, like my wife, being like, I just want one game and I can die a happy man. Like, just one game. That's all I need, you know? And the rest is just bonus if I get more. Just to be honest, like, part of a fourth line player is you don't really want to get scored on a lot. You got to chip in offensively somewhat, and you got to be a good teammate and all that stuff in the room. But I felt like playing center, I was like, because you're kind of the engine of the D zone for your line, I would say. Like, you're doing a lot below the goal line. And I was so focused on making sure our line wasn't getting scored on, or like leaving a guy open or turning the puck over that way, where I was kind of so far behind the play, like working so hard in the D zone. By the time I got to the O zone, I was like dead. Like, I was like, I can't. And like, obviously too, face-offs, that's a huge thing as a center. As a fourth line guy, you're stepping out to more defensive zone face-offs, and if you're losing that draw, like, you're kind of chasing the puck around for 30-35 seconds depending on how the shift goes. Whereas if you win it, you get a clean breakout, you can go play in the O zone. So I think it was taking away from my offensive game a little bit, which wasn't allowing me and our line to like be that catalyst and chip in offensively. To, you know, if Nate or the second line didn't have it, like, sometimes your fourth line needs to score for you to win a game, you know? And I feel like I wasn't doing that. That was kind of a burden I was putting on myself. But I also think I put a lot of pressure on myself. And I think if I played center this year, it would probably be a different version of me playing the game. That being said, like, when you talk to Ross about playing center, like, he kind of bounces back and forth too. He says he's more offensive minded playing center, I'm pretty sure, because you can kind of, like, if you're timing it right and your winger, you know, wins a battle on the wall, you can be on a 2-on-1. And get good looks offensively as well. But I think for me, I was so worried about just digging it in the corners, being a good breakout option for the D. I wasn't, you know, worried about slashing and like being a good F1. Like, I was just always arriving in as F3, and that was kind of a learning process for me.
Last year, you had played 2 distinct roles.
Yeah.
You spent the first portion of the season playing as the center on the fourth line, and then as the year goes on, they acquire 3 centers as the season goes on, and then you end up on the wing. What was that adjustment like?
Yeah, I think I've always played wing my whole life. Like, I've never played a lick of center ever. And then, you know, to come into camp last year, and, you know, Bedsy pulls me and he's like, hey, like, think you'd be great at center. And I'm like, okay, like, I can do it. You know what I mean? Whatever you need. And that's kind of my mentality. And then, you know, going through training camp and the first few preseason games, you're like, okay. And then, you know, you start playing teams like Tampa, Florida, and you're like, center's a different position. Like, it's just was so foreign to me. And that's the other thing. Like, Bedsy and the coaches were so great with teaching me, and the guys were great too on the team, teaching me how to go about being a center. And definitely, I would say, took some adjustment to learn the position. And I think I was very like defensive minded playing center. Just, you know, you're the like kind of motor in the D zone. And once I moved back to wing, I think it just kind of freed me up, because, you know, I can get in on the forecheck, and whereas a center, you're like last guy into the O zone pretty much. And yeah, going back to wing was nice, and definitely freed me up to bring a little bit of intensity, play with the edge again, and, you know, get in on the forecheck. So I definitely feel comfortable as the season went on, like playing center last year, majority of the year, and then obviously we get the trades, and those guys are a lot better at center than me, so I was happy to move back to the wing. But yeah, it's a feather in your cap to be able to play the position, and I think it was great for me to learn, and yeah, I love playing it. I think just, you know, the city's great, coaching staff was great with me last year, love the guys here, everyone's so good, and I really liked, you know, playing with OC and Jack last year. I thought we were great. I've learned a lot from Nate, I've learned a lot from Kale, Taser, you know, all the guys here, everyone's so talented, so a lot of people have made me better, and I think it was just a great fit for, you know, my wife and I to get some term and be here for the next 5 years. So we were really excited about that.
How crazy is it that a year ago you're not qualified by Ottawa? You're looking for a home, you're looking for a deal, unsure, and then you fast forward 12 months, you have a 4-year deal.
I know, yeah, it's pretty crazy to think, but just like, yeah, to go from having no home to not being wanted by a team, I think was kind of a little foreign experience for me, you know. I liked my time in Ottawa. I probably would have stayed in Ottawa if they offered me a contract, so I would have taken anything at the time, but, you know, then to go on the market and you kind of hear what's out there, and then Denver rolls around and you're like, holy crap, like, what a place that would be to go, and not knowing how it would work out, or, you know, what the expectations were. You know, last year everything just blew the expectations away, and we just loved it. And then, to get some term, like you said, I feel like a lot of guys in my position kind of get, stuck on 1 or 2 year deals their whole career, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I would do that in a heartbeat to stay in the NHL, but, to get some term and be able to, look at buying a house here and kind of not have to pack up your life every year and bring it back to your home base in Edmonton is a nice feeling to have. And like I said, my wife and I are just super excited to, be here. We love the city. It's a direct flight from Edmonton. So
perfect. Very easy.
Yeah. Our parents don't have to get, stuck in Toronto on layovers, come to visit us. So it's been a great decision, and just so happy to be here, and just over the moon.
Welcome into the Toyota Lounge for the DNVR Avalanche Podcast. We've got Big E and Rudo as always, but we are joined by very special guests, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Gabe Landeskog. Gabe, first of all, thank you very much for being here. Thank you to Fresh Tape Media for an incredible documentary on your recovery. Cannot wait to watch the final episode here in a little bit. And congratulations to you on a comeback that I don't want to say was unlikely, but certainly in rarefied air for nearly 3 years off of the ice. Can you just talk a little bit about how that long of a rehab was difficult and how you persevered through it?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Thank you for allowing me to come into your cozy little podcast room here. This is great. Yeah, where do I even begin, to be honest? I don't know. It's I knew that cup run in 22 put a beating on my knee, but I still thought, in the off season, a couple months, get some treatment, get some time off, start training, and then we thought maybe a smaller procedure was going to help it out, but it didn't. And then I was kind of staring down the barrel of kind of the inevitable of like, well, I can't get my knee to a good enough spot without doing this cartilage transplant. And figured out pretty early on that nobody had done it in our sport, and pretty limited amount of people that had done it in other sports as well. So, but what was I going to do? I was 29 at the time, kind of in my physical prime, except for one part of my body, right? And I just felt like, even if I lose a step, then so be it. I'm still in my mind, a smart enough player to get around and make plays and be effective and contribute to the team. And I thought maybe a year and a half, maybe I could do it a little quicker, but I realized pretty quickly on in the recovery, as you've seen throughout the show, that my mindset has to change. It has to change, and it has to get away from kind of the timeline and more into just realizing where you're at today, and just almost like just accept it, live with it, do your best. And finally, once I kind of let go of all the timelines of I have to do this, I have to do that, then things started getting a little bit easier, I guess.
You talk about a procedure that has been there may be 5 athletes ever that have really gotten this procedure and recovered from it. You're the first hockey player to do so. Was there ever any doubt that you were coming back? Was there ever a looking towards the rest of your life, or were you always making it back?
Oh, there was doubt. Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I told you there wasn't any doubt. There were days where I would just try to forget about hockey and think about what else can I do, what else do I want to do, what else interests me, what else this and that. And I'm lucky. I've got, my wife just gave birth to another baby girl here just 3 days ago. So now we got 3, but my 2 kids, Linnea and Luke, like if I didn't have them and Melissa and the support from my close family and friends, I don't know what I would have done, to be honest. And I think it just allowed me to stay present through those tough times and get through it with them, for sure.
Throughout the documentary, we've seen a couple of emotional moments for you, from not only the reception from fans at times during the opening night of this season, but also you've been a part of the team, you've been around the team as their captain, even off of the ice. How do you balance maybe pressure internally on yourself being the leader of this team versus all the support you got to come back for the Avalanche?
Yeah, I mean, I was thrown into a role all of a sudden now that you're the injured captain for years and years, and that starts shifting kind of your identity in a way, right? Like it's hard to go in the locker room or hang out around the guys and still feel like you're a part of it when you haven't been a part of it for so long. So I just kind of took it for what it was and just try to be a good teammate, try to be there for the guys. And I knew the day was going to come when I was going to get back in there, and then I could be myself and get back into that more comfortable role of being that captain and doing what I do. And it's not like I do things just because I'm a captain, but it's more just, you feel more comfortable in that role. So I just kind of had to get used to that, and I had to just kind of come to terms with it. The support's been incredible from my teammates, from the organization, from day one, fan base, and like I said, my support system's been great.
Those were some of our favorite moments from the year that was here at DNVR Avalanche. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope there are many more to come this next season. If you like what we do here, it would really help us out. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, or a comment. It's been awesome to see all of the support we've gotten this year. We really do appreciate y'all. I know I say it every show, but y'all mean the world to us. It's what keeps us going and what keeps us alive. So we appreciate all the support you guys give us every single day. Watching, listening, however you do it. It's awesome. And we will be back, I think, I don't know when this airs, but we'll be back for the next Avs game. We'll see you there. This has been the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, Best of 2025, presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.